Thanks for tuning in to the Unaffiliated Creators Podcast. I'm your host, kaeveryday. It's your boy, K. Yeah. I'm going to give myself a round of applause, you know what I'm saying? Because I normally don't do this. I told y'all that I'm not going to always be interviewing other guests. And today is one of those days I done had a big cup of coffee. I got a good night's sleep. I'm ready for this. I'm ready to tackle anything that y'all want to tackle. But I got some subjects that I wanted to talk about today. So, of course, today, Drake's new album titled For the Dogs just dropped. It dropped at 6 a.m. this morning. So I was up early this morning listening to this song. And I just wanted to tell y'all how I feel about it, man. I just got to be open and honest with y'all. I know some people probably going to get mad when I say this, but it just is what it is. So first, I was really hype about this album because, people were saying that, this was going to be the album where Drake was going to get back to the rapping. Like, he wasn't going to be doing all of this singing, all of the melodic hooks and all that. He was just going to get back to strictly rapping. And the fact that he named the album For the Dogs kind of implied that this was going to be an album for the guys out there. But I hate to tell y'all, man, but there was a lot of singing on this album. But it got me excited because there was a song titled 8 a.m. in Charlotte, and in this song, oh my goodness, Drake went crazy. It's full of punchlines, it's full of subliminal disses, and it's him actually rapping. So I was hoping that the rest of the album was going to be more like that, but it wasn't. It was just a lot of, Drake was singing his heart out. I'm going to be honest, I forgot the title or the name of the song, but that was actually a song up there. Drake was singing his heart out like he was trying to be an R&B singer. Like, it was crazy. Now, there is a song on the album with J. Cole titled First Person Shooter. Now, this song is crazy, but, what do you expect when you got two GOATs on the same song? So, there ain't even nothing I even got to say about that one. That song is crazy. But the thing that did pique my interest was the first song on the album is titled Virginia Beach. Now, I don't think that was by mistake. And Virginia Beach is where I'm from. That's where I currently reside. So it definitely piqued my interest. So I listened to the song. Now, I'm pretty sure other people was thinking like me. When you heard that title, you automatically thought that this was going to be a diss track of him going to Pusha T, right? But when I heard the song, Drake was singing on the song, and I was like, hold on. You wouldn't be dissing another guy. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a new age of how we doing rap. But I just, what I'm used to, when you going back and forth with a guy, rap is kind of aggressive. When you going back and forth and you dissing guys back and forth, you don't be doing no singing. So I don't think it's a diss track towards Pusha T, but the only thing I could think of was maybe it's him taking the shot, but he trying to imply because Pusha T's wife name is Virginia. So I didn't know if it was like a slick way of him trying to, basically imply that there was something that was going on with his wife. I don't really know. You don't really get that out of the song. To me, it just sounded like he just pouring his heart out to a woman that he was in a relationship with or something. But y'all tell me in the comments if y'all know exactly who or what he was talking about in the song Virginia Beach. But he was singing in the old, typical Drake fashion. Now, that I'm, still talking about music, I want to transition to this. So Rick Ross and Meek Mill just recently dropped a song titled Shaq and Kobe. Now, I'm glad to see these guys back together. They have been beefing for some years. They haven't really been making songs together for a while, but they came back, made a song together called Shaq and Kobe. And they've been doing some interviews here lately, and it sounds like they're actually going to be working on a project together. They got the business right, so they're going to be doing a lot of songs together, going forward in the future. Now that I done got all that out of the way, so I listened to the song. I saw the video. The song is cool. Like, it's like what you expect from Rick Ross and Meek. They up there talking their stuff. They talking about, the money. They showing the chains. And, of course, Rick Ross got the jet in the background. You know what I'm saying? They got cars hopping on 6-4s and all that. They going crazy. Call me old school, but the only thing that I would say about the song, and I know y'all gonna probably think I'm being petty, and it's going to probably sound a little crazy. I really don't like the fact that they named the song Shaq and Kobe. So I went and I listened to this song at least 3 or 4 times because I was like, okay, so the title of the song is Shaq and Kobe. So I went and specifically was listening for where in the song that they was gonna make any kind of reference to Shaq and Kobe, say something about Shaq and Kobe, or refer to themselves as like, the modern day Shaq and Kobe. Nowhere in the song do they say anything about Shaq and Kobe. So that kind of threw me off. I mean, like I said, I might be old school, I might be showing my age, but I come from an era where normally you title the song something that you actually say in the song. So I was actually expecting for them to say something about Shaq and Kobe in the song. But other than that, the song was cool. I just wanted to get it off my chest. But I did want to ask y'all, with Rick Ross and Meek Mill, who do you think would be Shaq and who do you think would be Kobe? Leave, your answers in the comments below. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Now I wanted to talk about, what's been well-deserved and long overdue. It's official news now that Usher will be performing in the Super Bowl this year, doing a halftime show. Now, if you've been living under a rock, then I had to break this down for you. If you haven't, then you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Usher has a very extensive music catalog and it's full of hits. All right? Everybody has been trying to guess what songs he's going to perform at the Super Bowl. If I had to guess, he has to perform the song, Yeah. I mean, that's probably one of the biggest songs that Usher's ever had. In that song, it has Lil Jon and it had Ludacris rapping on the bridge part of the song. Of course, nobody knows if he's going to bring out Ludacris or if he's going to have Lil Jon doing it, yeah. But other than that, he got to perform that song. I would actually like to see him perform the song You Don't Have to Call. And maybe that song is just near and dear to my heart because, back in the day when I was single, that was like the guy's anthem for, if a girl was tripping, if she broke up with you or whatever, you kind of like, shrugged it off and was like, what I'm saying, girl, you don't have to call. It's okay. Cause I'm gonna be all right tonight. And then of course, if you've ever seen the music video, it show Usher out with his homeboys and they just like riding through the city, going to some of the hottest spots, hottest parties, hottest clubs. And he was just kind of like, the best way to get over X is, move on or, go out and have a good time. So that was basically the premise of the song. But yeah, I'm really glad to see that Usher gonna be doing a halftime show. If anybody's ever seen Usher perform before, you know that not only is he an excellent singer, he also is just as good at dancing and actually putting on a show. So I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there, me included, that's going to be looking forward to seeing, exactly what he's going to do. Is he going to do the whole roller skating thing that he's been doing? Or is he just going to have, a lot of background dancers and him just up there just doing his normal thing? But now that I done got all that out the way, I know I'm probably going to make some people mad when I say this, but on this show, I like to be open, honest, and transparent. I treat y'all as like family, so I just got to be honest with y'all. The only other person that I would really want to see do the Super Bowl halftime show now that Usher's getting his chance to do his thing is Chris Brown. I say that because Chris Brown is kind of like, just a younger Usher. He can sing and he can dance. So I know he will put on a good show. I know a lot of people, don't like this opinion because they feel that, with Chris Brown's, past transgressions and things that he's done in the past, that should be held against him. And I think he's never going to have the opportunity to do certain things in music that he should be allowed to do if it was only based on his talent. But again, because of his past, I don't think he's ever going to be able to do things like perform at the Super Bowl, which I think is a tragedy because he is super talented. And I think he would do an amazing show, an amazing job, doing the Super Bowl halftime show, or even some of these other shows, that come on every year, these different award shows and stuff. I don't think he's going to be awarded the opportunity to do those things. And I think it's crazy. But I did want to say this. Nobody's perfect, right? We all make mistakes. We all fall short of the glory of God, right? We all sinners, right? That whole thing, don't throw stones if you're living in a glass house and all that stuff. But at some point, do we or can you separate the person's personal life from the music or from their artistry? Like, If we want to be this whole holier than thou, then there's nobody that hasn't done something that's kind of questionable in their lifetime. So if everybody went through life treating people like they treat Chris Brown, then you won't listen to no music, because I'm pretty sure there's something that if you really try hard enough, you can dig in a person's past and find something that you don't necessarily like. Nobody's perfect. So I just wish people could just learn to forgive people and just move on. Let's forgive Chris Brown for what he did. I think he's already paid his debt to society. And let's move on. All right, I done got it off my chest. Now, I wanted to spend a couple of minutes and talk about this whole Tupac situation. So a grand jury indicted Dwayne Keith Davis, a.k.a. Keefy D, on charges of murder and the use of a deadly weapon in a connection with Tupac's murder that happened way back in 1996. So I want to say that again for the people that sit in the back of the room. This happened in 1996. It's been 27 years. It's been 27 years since the death of Tupac. So, of course, I'm pretty sure y'all was thinking the same thing I was thinking. What in the world took so long? I don't understand. I mean, there was people that was there. There was eyewitnesses. There was a whole bunch of people on the street that night when the whole thing went down. You got evidence, all of this stuff. It took this long. And we just now getting somebody that's getting arrested for the murder of Tupac. But apparently, I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but there's been people that's saying that Keefy D been going on, different podcasts over the past couple of years, and he's basically been talking about the whole situation. Now, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but I do want to ask y'all this question, and y'all leave the comments and let me know what y'all think. If you snitch on yourself, or if you tell on yourself, should that be considered snitching? Like, can you snitch on yourself? If this man went on podcasts and he, giving all of the intimate details about what happened, enough to the point where they could use what he said as evidence to arrest him with the connection to Tupac's death, did he snitch on himself? I mean, I think it's crazy. I almost think, and I can't speak for the man, but if it was just me, if you feel that confident going on different podcasts, different shows, talking about what happened, he must have thought that there's some statute of limitations, like after so many years, you can't get tried for a crime or something, because why in the world would you basically implicate yourself and tell on yourself? That's just crazy. It don't make no sense. And then also, kind of tied to this story, so Suge Knight, he was the founder of Death Row Records. He said to the police that the police had the wrong man, but then he also went on to say that he refuses to testify against Keefy D, despite being, only one of the only people that might have firsthand information about the shooting. So what are y'all thoughts about that, man? I mean, I know, the family, I guess, and I'm air quoting, finally gets closure in this situation. But I mean, again, that was 27 years ago. And let's say even if Keefy D was the guy who did it, this man got to pretty much live out the prime years of his life. I mean, now, I ain't saying he on the back end, but I mean, good gracious, he definitely got to live out the prime of his life. So even if he had to spend the rest of his life in jail, I mean, y'all tell me, he done had a 27-year vacation, right? So now he finally having to go to jail for something he did 27 years ago. That's crazy. I just want to take a couple of minutes, to get some of these things off my chest. Like I said, it's your boy K. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast. Y'all be good and stay safe.